I noticed a new trend on TikTok, and that is black women talking about black men who date white women. That's not uncommon, guys.
Been a
But
trend.
what is uncommon is black women warning other black women to not date black men who only like black women.
That's not new either.
Yeah, like, just give me a chance. It kind of makes sense.
For black women
Does
to
it now?
not date or mess with black men who have mainly only dated non-black women, or their preference is non-black women, or they've only been with white women. And the only reason why I said it has nothing to do with white women. It has nothing to do with the non-black girls.
Okay, so she's saying already this doesn't have anything to do with non-black women, but let's see her reasoning.
But it's a certain mentality that a black dude has to only date non-black women and white girls. And when they come back to black women, they bring a certain mentality back with them when they date black women, because they feel a certain way about us black women. And that shows up in the relationship when they date us, because essentially they don't see us as their dream girl. They see us a lot of times as the come up girl, as the girl that you just use, or as the backup plan or the last resort.
So these black
I agree with the mentality part. I mean, a man or even a woman that dates only one specific race of people, or they choose to step outside of their race, they have a certain mentality that they view their own race of women and men a certain type of way. Yeah, so I agree with that for sure.
black men have a preconceived notion towards black women because they don't like them and they're only dealing with them because that's their only opportunity, but they really want white women. That's their preference. And it actually makes sense when you remember the case of Courtney Clenny. Now, Courtney Clenny was an OnlyFans model in 2022 when she stabbed her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli. Now, Christian Obumseli was a Nigerian American who he himself was also problematic. And how is he problematic? He would say things like this: the way black girls disgrace themselves on TV. Then there was one of my followers: black girls are born knowing how to shake their ass. Me, honestly, I don't care. They not my type. Can't believe that one of my followers thinks I talk to black girls when I don't. Then in a few years after that, February 1st, 2015, he says, white boobies over black boobies. Just saying, ha. Then there were these very, very interesting treats that were problematic. Black girls aren't the only ones who can cook in the world. Once again, I'm tired of these black girls in my government class, the thirst of black people in college shaking my head, full of ignorant women. So Mr. Obumseli didn't make a lot of graphic tweets towards black women at that particular time because he just went on with his preference, as we can see. And well, while he was with that preference, well,
To inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could. And
Christian is dead. Oh my God.
now this is interesting because when she killed him, she went all the way to Hawaii and was posting on OnlyFans like nothing ever happened, still selling those cheeks. But the situation is this, guys. She actually tried to tarnish this guy's name. So their relationship, guys, was tumultuous. You can go and look it up on social media. You can see that literally she used to abuse this guy, grab his braids, and do all of that. I never really saw him hitting her back at all, to be honest. But this is the play that she's trying to run now.
They had a tumultuous relationship. It is video recorded, them going back and forth with each other, her pulling on his braids, her hitting him, her striking him, a lot of videos of her being a primary aggressor.
So the attorney makes a great point. She's trying to say that she had to kill this guy. She had to stab him in 2022 because, well, it was self-defense. But prosecutors say the nature of the wound and circumstances indicate she stabbed him directly, rather defensively. So she is basically saying the reason why I killed my black Nigerian American boyfriend was because if I didn't, he was going to kill me. And see, this is something that many people feel that is largely untrue. And she has been in jail or prison since 2022. Even her parents got arrested for tampering with some evidence, but that's another story, right? But here is where it was supposed to get interesting.
The OnlyFans model murder case for Courtney Clinic.
Big news, the judge has just set the trial date, and it is tentatively scheduled for December 1st of 2025. Clinic is accused of second-degree murder for the stabbing death of her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli.
So this trial date was supposed to be December 1st, 2025. But did it happen? Of course it didn't happen. Courts are always putting off stuff. That's kind of what they do. So a trial date was set for April 27th, 2026. All right. So while we're in the pre-trial period, we have some things going on today that are very, very disturbing. So while she is waiting in court for her case to be called, look at what she is doing. So there she is, sticking out her tongue. There she is, making kissy faces, acting as if none of this is serious. Like,
I know that the white people do shit like this, man. They're crazy. They kill their mothers, brothers, sisters, dads. They kill their whole family, man. Their family.
she doesn't care about what she's done to this man. She doesn't care about the loss of life. And in fact, she's lying on him so she can go out and get free and hopefully, you know, use her white female privilege to try to do all of this over again. Meanwhile, the same guy, Christian Obumseli, was wasting his time talking about how much he dislikes black women and how much he can't stand them and how much they're this and how much they're that.
Hey man, is this really got to do with race here though? I think the more concerning factor is that this is the OnlyFans bitch, you know what I mean? Like, that alone I think outweighs the race here. Because if you take a black OnlyFans female, she might be liable to do the same shit. You know what I mean? It's a certain type of mental health that they're dealing with, man, when it comes to the OnlyFans. OnlyFans bitches, man. Straight up.
But there is just one problem.
What's that?
The white woman that he chose took his life. A lot of people do this all the time, and we've seen the situation going on in Kenya where this is this white guy walking around and he's just talking to these black chicks or these African ladies, and we already know he's taking them home and then literally no condom, and we don't know if he has HIV or not, but literally they're trusting this person because he's a white man. And when you look at people who are like that, typically they have some kind of a problem with their own race, right? Because they're willing to give up their body and their self-respect to somebody else because that person is white. This is the same thing with Mr. Christian Obumseli. He felt that, hey, white women are just better than black women. Everything about them is better. Then everything about black people in general is pejorative. And then you put these people on a pedestal, even if the white woman was being abusive towards you. And I've seen this so many times. I've seen black men, you know, disrespect black women and even black women too, right? But, you know, you'll see black men talk about how ghetto black women can be. They're having this problem. They're abusive. And then walk right into a relationship with a white woman, and the white woman treats them just as bad, or if not more abusive, disrespects them, calls them the N-word. And you know what? That white woman come in and say, I'm sorry. You go back to her.
Sometimes it don't be them, it be you. You know what I'm saying? They don't respect. I ain't gonna say he was the problem, but they don't respect you. These women don't respect you. You know what I'm saying?
And act like nothing ever really happened. I've seen this so many times, it's ridiculous. But now if a black man or a black woman, from your community even scratches an inch, there you are with a 17-page complaint. Then you give other people the opportunity to date you. And of course, you got to know that Christian Obumseli, she's an OnlyFans model. It's not like he's dealing with, the cream of the crop when it comes to white women. Obviously, they're nice white women and that are very respectful and all that. But no, he chose an OnlyFans model with an anger problem. He didn't use his preference to get somebody that was on the right level. No, he went and got literally an OnlyFans clapper that took his life at the same time putting down his own people. And we lose that leverage all the time in the black community. And other groups typically don't. I got to give it to Somalis. I got to give it to Ethiopians. And I got to give it to certain people, like whites, the Polish. Certain people know that their community has problems, but they will still try to deal with their own. They will still try to be proud of their people in their own communities and try to at least make things work out. When it comes to black people, oh no, I can't deal with my community. Let me go outside of my community because they're better. And then you act like the person is not sitting back, listen to you talk down on your own community. Like, this is something that I wish black people would stop. I don't care if you're from Haiti. I don't care if you're from Nigeria. I don't care if you're from Black America. Stop talking down on your community in front of foreigners, all right?
That's what I'm saying, but if you just feel like you gotta go to only mess with one race of women because they're not right, there's a chance that you might not be right. You know what I'm saying? Because especially if you always talking down to the so-called preference, there could be a red flag to them. And it's just like certain things that you do and how you move is toxic,
That means foreigners, if they are not black, if they are not African descent, stop talking. Stop talking about somebody else. If you're dating somebody Hispanic, you're dating somebody from an Arab country, if you have problems with your community, stop talking down on the people in your community. Because what happens automatically is they will automatically start to lose respect for you, and then they will start treating you badly because they feel like you don't have any leverage. If you don't like your people, at least make them think that you do. All right? You ain't got to go and tell the whole world why you don't like your women in your community, because what kind of person would get with a man or woman that hates the men or women in her community? I would think something is wrong with that. It would be hard for me to date a woman. Let's say if I was dating somebody that was white, and she tells me she just dislikes white men. Now, you may think that that's a come up, but actually that's a problem, right? Because if you just dislike white men because they're white, and then you just have a preference, but if you want to talk about it every day, if you want to make fun of it, that's a personal issue, okay? So that person isn't stable. So I shouldn't be in a relationship with them. And something is wrong with me if I accept that. So if Courtney Clenny knew that he hated black women or hated African women, and she got with him in the first place, it was because she was already problematic too. Anytime I hear a woman that talk down on her man or talk down to the men in her community, I automatically is like, nah, this woman is not serious, okay? Absolutely not. And then,
except that for the black women that always bash black men, but at the end of the day, they always end up fucking the black men majority of the time. That'd be the funny part. There's a lot of black women out here that always talk shit about black men, but they would never even think about dealing with another race. It's just, I just fancy and do bad at myself. But some of them do look for white men, and they don't like black men, They're personal problems.
Some people are not feeling sorry for this young man. I mean, I do, because he was still young. He can grow and develop. But hey, this is a problem, guys. And this lady took this man's life. She's acting like she don't care. She thinks this is a joke. And I hope they give her ass life in prison so she'll know now that it's a joke. But she honestly believes.
Licking sleeves and shit, you know what I'm saying?
That she's
so just being there shaking ass and living her best life amongst women, and that's some of them, that's what they don't like men, that's what they want.
going to get off because she's white. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Jackson back at it.
Like I said, I think the biggest problem here is the mental stability of the OnlyFans chick, you know. And probably because she's white, she's probably don't think she's that big of a deal. She could probably get away with it by lying on him and stuff like that. You know, that's what a woman is always going to do anytime she's in the wrong. I ain't gonna say always, but you know, that's the path of least resistance, is to blame the man and make themselves a victim. You know what I'm saying? That's the path of least resistance, is to make herself a victim when she was the suspect the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all think, though. We're gonna go to a KOK film with that base, subscribe them, and turn down all notifications, snap the dog, sit back to yourself, because that's the first thing you should have did when you click that next video. Now, but I'll show you the next one, and